Yes, thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I said hello. You know, I'm a nice guy, and I said hello. So, we're learning to son of base. Okay. We are learning Torah 62. So, we've already said, we've established so far that it is through learning Poskin that a person learns Poskin, Paskin Halacha, what the different Poskin say. So through this, he's Zoicha all right. Okay. So this a person when a person learns Poskin, he's Zoicha to know Hashem Yisbarach with a complete heart. We went around this at length. What does it mean? It says that he knows an answer to all the problematic questions, all the kashas that can be answered. Now, then the Rebbe said that to complete the emunah, in order to complete the emunah, a person needs to be mechazik himself, not just to have the das to answer the questions that do have answers. He has to strengthen himself with such a emunah that he will be able to withstand and they have such a strong emunah that he'll be able to overcome all the questions that have no answer. Over there, it's forbidden to investigate and try to understand it, to investigate, to research, to delve into these kind of problems. All these secrets, you have no business in that. Because so first of all, you have to have the das to answer the apikaris, whether it's with your own heart, whatever. Through limit poskim, you do that. That reveals, it gives you das, HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'lev shalom. You can give answer to the kashas that have answer. And we said that in order to complete the emunah, so you can overcome and withstand situations where there are no answers, you're not even allowed to investigate. This is done by beautifying the emunah. You beautify the emunah by being mekarev v'chaykim. Being mekarev v'chaykim. V'chaykim, those who are far. Could be Jews, it could be Goyim, anybody, to bring them to Emunah Yisrael. And the way this is done, how are you going to, what, you're going to go Fifth Avenue, start talking to a passerby? That's not what you do. What you do is you have to, first of all, the Rebbe says it in general, then he goes into detail. He says what you need to do is you need to extract the shards, the nitzotzes of the dibur, of the letters of the dibur. that fell into the klipot. You have to elevate them. And when you elevate those mitzvahs the kedusha, what happens is that the dibur comes complete. When you elevate the dibur, fell into the realm of the Sitra Achra. So, first of all, you extricate the pieces of Kedusha that fell into the Klipot. This happened during the creation of the world. And when the Dibur comes up and it's complete, this is phase one. The Dibur turns itself down. Here, the Dibur turns itself down and like beams Kedusha on the Klipot, like magnetizes the rest of the holy sparks that are still in the Klipot. In other words, the first phase is the sparks of Dibur, the Dibur. Then the Dibur itself is taking out the rest of Nitzotzos the Kedusha. Now, we need to understand what is Nitzotzos the Kedusha and what is Klipot and how does it work. Nitzotzos the Kedusha, and Nitzotz, a spark, is a spiritual, it's a Likutey, it's godliness, it's a godly mechanism that works in the world in a limited fashion. It's just a spark. That's not the whole fire, it's just a spark. The letters are these step-down mechanisms. Because Kodesh Baruch Hu is infinite. So everything that Kodesh Baruch Hu does will also be infinite. Because his power is infinite. Make an ant, the ant will be as big as the entire Bria. But you need the ant to be that small, yay small. The elephant is to be so big. The lion is to be like this. The man is to be like this. So how do you do that? Kodesh Baruch Hu took his limitless power and put it through a step-down mechanism, like a truck that has, a semi-trailer can take, tremendous amount of weight. But when you take them off, and it just, there's a little head where the cabin goes, it has so much power, it can probably fly. It is so powerful. So how come it doesn't fly? Because it has a very special step-down mechanism. It doesn't allow the power that the semi-trailer uses when it carries a trailer. It harnesses it. It's constricting it so that it doesn't go wild. So it's like it acts in a constricted manner. These are the letters. The letters do that. It's dafka, the letters of the dibur, the letters of the speech. Kodesh Baruch Hu created everything with his speech. Vayomer Elokim vayor. It is through the dibur The Kadosh Baruch Hu harnessed and constricted his limitless power in a way so that in the Bria there'll be things in different powers, different sizes. The entire Bria will be, as David the Melech says, in Borchi Nafshi, Chayos, Ktanos, Gdoilos, big animals together with small animals together with big animals. Everything together. This is how. Now, what happened? Klipos is a realm where that was created in order to give men choice, and their job is to hide the omnipresence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now, the goyim get their chayus, their vitality, their life force from the klipot. The goyim get it from the klipot. The goyim get their life force from the klipos, from the question is, where do the klipos get the life force? The answer is they get it from the sparks of kedusha that fell into the klipot. This is the battery that gives them the ability to exist. Now, the dibur also fell down to the klipot when a person is not careful on how he speaks, how he uses the language. The letters of his own dibur fall down to the klipot. We learned it at great length in Torah Lamed Ches. When the dibur comes up, the dibur is not the only the nitzotzes of the letters of the dibur is not the only nitzotzes in the klipa. When the dibur is proper, the dibur itself is taken out the remainder of the nitzotzes of kedusha that are in the klipot. What happens is it basically drains the klipot, leaves them empty. Yeah, the complete dibur. After you elevate the dibur turns itself over, and it sucks up the remainder of the klipot that are in. I mean, the kedusha that are in the klipot, and as a result of that, the klipot are left without any chayas, have no life force left. Well, they had no more life for. So what happens is that the goyim, while the klipos have the juice from the kedusha, they're still there. So they're Mr. Big. So the goyim have this, they get high from that. All the avodah zarah get high from that. But the minute the klipot don't have any chayas anymore, they vanish. The influence that has, the consequence that comes out of that is that the goyim feel they have no taste in their emunah. They have a desire. It's not satisfying them. It's like it's empty. While the Nitzos Kedusha are still in the klipot, there's the illusion, it does something, whatever it is, and they have all kinds of. But once the nitzotzes are extracted from the klipot dry out, they vanish. The goyim lose taste in their emunah. And what happens is they're looking, they need, emunah is the life force of the world. So the goyim start looking for Emunah, to feed them, and they come to Emunah Yisrael. How does it happen? Emunah Yisrael. They get close to Emunah Yisrael. And it says, what is Emunah Yisrael? It's the Emunah that the goyim don't have now. They're not capable of doing it now. And that's not the Emunah that Hashem exists. That a goy can fathom by himself. That's not that. What the Rambam says, that Kodesh Baruch Hu, Shehu Levadoi, that he alone, also Oise V'Yase L'Chol HaMaasim. He did, he does, and he will do all the actions, everything that is done. The Goyim can understand there's a world, there's a Hashem that controls the world, and you have a certain relationship with him. You believe in him, you pray to him, whatever it is. But that's not the Jewish Emunah. The Jewish Emunah is that Kodesh Baruch Hu. The Kodesh Baruch Hu and the world are one thing. No, Vadi controls. Kodesh Baruch Hu is the Bria, is the world. I believe you. I don't know that word. Because they realize there's something there they don't have. Even now. They realize, there's a saying by the Goyim. I read it, it says that Hashem knows why he chose the Jews. So I said, there's a reason for that. I actually heard somebody say, I don't know how true this is, that the reason why they're so aggressive towards us is because we don't practice our Judaism properly. We don't practice our Judaism properly to the fullest extent. And we are not light unto the nations, which we're supposed to be. Okay, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but whatever it is, that's something that I heard. Anyhow. What does he believe in? What does he believe in? Okay. So now we know. All I know is that when they're like, they want to be mishtabech, they want to aggrandize themselves. When they want to aggrandize themselves, what do? They open missions in India, in Africa, in all these places that look who we are, look what we are. It's like it's anyhow, this idea that the Kodesh Baruch Hu alone, that's they don't have. Anyhow, so we have established that in order for the Goyim to come, those who are far, to come to the belief, to the true emunah, and therefore to give you the kind of emunah that you need to be able to eat with such emunah that by the mere fact of you eating regular meal, not Shabbos, not Yom Tov, just breakfast, scrambled eggs with toast, with a cup of tea or something, that brings about this spiritual tikkun called Yichud Kudsha B'Chol Shinteh. So now we know Yichud Kudsha B'Chol Shinteh, unification of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the Shechina, which means to make HaKadosh Baruch Hu evident in this world. HaKadosh Baruch Hu evident in this world. You're able to see him. Emunah does that. During the next portion that we're going to learn, we're actually not going to. We are the real. So now the only thing that remains in question, we understand that through proper Achilas Yisrael, you create the spiritual tikkun of Yichud Kudsha B'Chol Shinteh. Right? Amen. So we know that, to get to this kind of emunah, so the Rebbe says there is two kinds of seichel, of intellects. One of them, where you're supposed to learn Torah, supposed to learn Poskim, and that enables you to give answers to all the questions that there are answers to them. You may not know that, but if you learn Torah and you polish your mind, you'll be able to. That removes these kashas from your heart. Because this kind of kashas cause lack of emunah, it causes heresy, apikorsis. This apikorsis is not dafka that you have kashas in the Kodesh Baruch Hu, but the very fact that you're not fully cognizant of the mitzvahs of Kodesh Baruch Hu, to such an extent that when you daven with tremendous chayos and iserus and islahavos. You read the Kodesh Baruch Hu is upon you. He's looking at you. He's listening to every word you say. You're going to be very careful in every single word he says. You're standing before the king. Yeah, of course. So the fact that the person is not cognizant of that, and you can't fake it. It's a process that you build. You learn Poskim, and that sharpens your mind, and you are able to recognize the Kodesh Baruch Hu is standing upon you, listening to you, listening to every single word you say.
How do you recognize this?
It happens. It's just the minute that you learn Poskim, the picture clears and the mitzvah Kodesh Baruch Hu becomes evident. So this, we took care of the first intellect. You should know what you answer to a heretic, whether somebody else or with your own heart. Then you know Kodesh Baruch Hu with a complete heart. You know the answer to these questions. But you also need, there's another class of questions which have no answers, which are too deep. And the mitzvah did, in the kashas that you can find the answer, you have to sharpen your mind until you understand it. But on the second class of kashas, okay, but deeper than that. Also, if you learn enough Torah, you'll be able to understand why that is. No, about the Kodesh Baruch Hu himself. Things that have to do because it's Lemaisa. You says Paraduma is a better dogma, but nevertheless, the Paraduma is like probably like the connecting zone between the knowable and the unknowable. That's the you know about Paraduma, but you don't know what's the reasoning behind it. I mean, the truth is that none of the mitzvahs we really know what the reasoning behind. We know some.
So we can look at the Paraduma and say, how is it that the priest that helps purify the people who are coming, that he gets coming doing?
Yeah, he purifies them and he becomes something. Yeah, that's it. So
You know what's being used for. In other words, you know. So why is it that method? Oh, that's the question. Huh?
of what?
We know what it's needed for.
The what?
Purify, like.
Yeah, okay, be said though. Right now we're not talking about Paraduma.
The method that's being.
Yeah, we're not talking about Paraduma now. We're talking about in principle certain things, certain quandaries you're supposed to be able to answer, and you can answer this by learning Poskim. Then you consider Kodesh Baruch Hu b'lev shalom. Then you have these questions don't bother you, and you're very cognizant of the mitzvahs of Kodesh Baruch Hu, totally evident. On the other hand, there's the second one. The second one is questions that have no answers. And this is where you're supposed to totally rely on Emunah alone. When you rely on Emunah alone, this is for the kashas that have no answers. So you have to have a supercharged Emunah. Rabbi says the way that you supercharge it is by being Mekar B'chaykim. Today we said that the way to do it is with the dibur. You fix the dibur, so it elevates the first phase, stage one, elevates the sparks of the letters of the dibur up. When the dibur is complete, it turns itself over and it magnetizes, it sucks up the remaining kedusha that's in the klipot. The klipot remain empty, dried, and the goyim find no taste in their emunah, and they come close to Emunah Yisrael. Zat Hashem, next week. Yeah, it's Mot Yuzayin Shabbat B'Tomos, right?
Yeah.
On Thursday night, we can do that now.
I don't think I'm going to be here.
Okay, all right. Okay, we'll excuse you. Well, I don't know. We'll see what will be.
Interesting. I went to electrical school. I went to a lot of goyim there, and we were talking about the goyim. He was Jewish, so he said one thing about you Jews is that you help everybody. You help each other. He said, if I'm down and out, there's nobody to help us.
Right.
They know that. They know that.
Yeah.
They know that we have excellence. They don't have excellence. Yeah. I was told, he said the one thing about you guys.
Well, they have chesed, but the chesed they do is for themselves, really.
What?
It's for themselves.
Yeah.
Chesed l'umim chatos. We'll just stop the recording.